This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today I am playing a deck mostly sniped from Standard MTG. This is another streamer who challenged me to a color wheel challenge of his own device for a stream that we did a little earlier today at the time that I'm recording this, and that stream is going to be up on CGB Gaming. Adamant is a really nice guy, one of the nicest people I've ever met in the community, so has a soothing voice, a lot like LVD, but with an American accent, and is really one of the kindest, gentlest souls, and so complimentary. So if you like your streamers with extra nice sauce, check out Adamant MTG. There should be a link in the description, and there should be a card at the end of this video to shout him out. And if you are a cool kid and a fan of the channel, it really helps me out if you check them out, throw some support their way, and yeah, I think you'll like it. So what are we doing here? This is a blue-white flyer deck that Ant actually played in CFB's Showdown, Channel Fireballs Showdown, a best 2 out of 3 tournament with a lot of amazing players. And William Huey Jensen, a former world champion of Magic, wrote about this deck on CFB Pro. And I made a few adjustments, just a couple. I removed... I'm trying to remember what was in here. The Lofty Denial was a 3 of. I pushed that to a 4. And I added 2 Mythic Subdual because I wanted a card that could interact with Priest of Forgotten Gods, Mayhem Devil, as those are the most popular things in Best of 1 by a mile. And I have a feeling the matchup there is going to be terrible. Actually terrible. And I think if we can just steal a few games of that matchup, which that deck is like somewhere around 15 to 20% of Mythic, and then mono red is the other like 10 to 20%. So somewhere between 30 and 40% of Mythic are 2 decks that I think are terrible matchups. So if Mythic Subdual can help us win just a few games, I'll be happy. Subdual gives -2/-0, and it makes a creature lose all abilities. That includes flying. That also includes static abilities. So when looking at other cards like Demotion, which takes away activated abilities, and what's the one, Sky Tether, that makes something lose flying, this does it all. It's 1 more mana, but it does have flash, and I think it's the right card for the job because actually M21 gave this deck a little bit of an upgrade, a little bit of a power boost. It gave it Lofty Denial, which counter target spell unless its controller pays 1, meh, but counter if you control a creature with flying, oh yeah, I have those. They have to pay 4 instead, basically a solid counter, like a really good 2-mana counter for this deck. And on top of that, a card I've taken time to come around on, Watcher of the Spheres. Actually, the reason I am playing the deck the way I am is because I really want turn 2 Watcher of the Spheres, and then I want to turn 3 play a Hanged Executioner and possibly another 1-drop, and just hit with for 4 or 5 with this thing on my turn 3. Because that burst of damage, even if the opponent kills the Watcher the next turn, it just sets them up to be in a horrible position against Rally of Wings, which then quickly ends the game. So the deck is strong and assertive, and its God Draw just kind of rolls everybody on turn 4, which is that's the power level you need as an aggro deck right now. If you don't have a turn 4 kill, you're not an aggro deck in current meta. The rest of the deck, of course, we have Eagle to pump the flyers. We have Brazen Borrower to bounce threats and help us interact, but also create a flying threat. Hanged Executioner, the 2 dudes approach with the Watcher of the Spheres is actually a huge interaction, but even if we don't have the Watcher, the 2 flying dudes with the Eagle and the Rally is a very big key. So I'm not trimming this card anytime soon. It's actually been fantastic for me. 4 Healer's Hawk, 4 Fairy Miscreant, 4 Spectral Sailor. I want the rest of the cards that play in the deck to be 1-drops. I really want to hit a 1-drop on turn 1, and I want to hit another one on turn 3 to go with this Watcher and the Executioner or Eagle. So that's the dreamy curve. Also, if we have a Lofty Denial, we want to be able to play on turn 3 a 1-drop flyer, at least one of these, and also be able to hold up Denial. So That's a big part of the game as well. For choosing our 1-drop Flyers, Healer's Hawk lets you race, Spectral Sailor can draw you cards. Those ones are easy. And Fairy Miscreant, this was a tough one for me because I feel like I never get 2 of these. But I start to think of these cards a little bit differently because they remind me of Fervent Champion and Thieves Guild Enforcer. One by itself, meh. It fits in your deck, but it's not great. But when those games when you have 2, you're so much more likely to win that it's worth having a vanilla card in the deck for the opportunity to high roll. The rest of the time, it's just doing its job, just being a little 1/1. Another important thing about this deck, this is a 2-color aggro deck. That might look obvious, but it means you have to find balance in the colors. So while I was thinking about running cards like Loyal Pegasus, Fairy Guide Mother in the 1-drop spot, the main reason that I wanted to make sure I run more blue cards is because I have a lot of white requirements too. We could balance it out a little. Like right here, Mythic Subdual is kind of taking this spot. When checking out your colors, don't count the cards that you don't always expect to play on the curve, like the Mythic Subdual. This is kind of a later game card. Rally's sort of the same. But you want close to a balance between the 2 colors so that you can curve out better more often. So the Fairy Miscreant kind of demands 4, but if you were to trim it, I guess you could run something like 2 Terramanders and 2 Loyal Pegasus or 2 Fairy Guide Mothers. I just don't think it's necessary. Anyway, I think I've introduced the deck enough. The temples I don't like, not even a little, but it feels necessary because it's actually really hard to run the mana requirements, and this deck walks a razor's edge. It has a strong assertive early game, but not much staying power, so a scry can make a huge difference in a win or a loss because the closer you are to Rally of Wings, or a Lofty Denial, or the crucial Brazen Borrower, the more likely you are to win. All right, let's dive in and let the airborne nonsense begin. And we're on the play. We got the Spheres and the Executioner. Our white mana is very busy, so I'm worried about this temple and not finding another plains. We didn't need the Lofty last time, but we'll look for a rally. A rally or an eagle, right? That's where it's at. I was worried about that plains. Should I be? I guess it does let me curve out really well if I take that plains. Like, grossly well. Maybe that's all I should worry about. That's all I should worry about. Mono green? We'll see if they have reach. They could have played a Stonecoil there and didn't. Let's see if we can make them regret that. Stonecoil's reach is very obnoxious. Now they did nothing again. What is going on? Maybe they don't have a Stonecoil. Maybe my life is a lie. I'm a little grumpy. Could have bottomed that plains, would have drawn another. Chunk. Now they play it. Yeah, coward. Borrower off the top. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is how we do it, everybody. 2 more turns like that, they dead. Go ahead, play a big serpent again. I dare you. I double dare you. Derp. Smash. Down to 4. Well, you got something good? I've got a floating removal spell, and I've got a lot of unblockable damage. My plan is on the battlefield, so whatever you're doing, make it impressive. We've got a Stonecoil, baby. Perhaps they also have a ram through. It looks like they do. And they're... oh, a Primal Might. Okay. Yeah. But they're still at 4. L-O-L. Got him. Oh, gosh. Oh, the savagery in the skies. Rawr! Alright, got the Spires, got the Executioner, got the Denial. Let's roll. And we're on the play. Alright, let's not blow this. Caw. Looks like our opponent's going to be on Rakdos. But we'll see. Maybe other decks run Blood Crypt, but I don't know them. It's a Butcher, it's not a Priest. That's good. Yeah, not gonna trade though. Screw that. We've got work to do. Behold the power of the Watcher of the Spheres. Take 5. So, what's the opponent's turn 3, and is it good? Because I've got a rally with your name all over it. In fact, do I have 15 damage next turn? Hawk is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, let's see, base power is 2, 4, 5, 6. Then, you play the Hawk, and the Watcher of the Spheres get 2 more, so that's 8. And then you play Rally, and that's 10, 12, 14, 16. I think they're dead. I think they're just dead. How do you like going second, buddy? Yeah, good deal, right? We'll see. Maybe they have a Village Rites. Village Rites would be interesting. Nope, they've got a cat, and that's not good enough. And we drew the Executioner for the lulz. GG! GG! Ugh, the Fae. Oh well. Still on the play, still got hand. I think we go for the Hawk. Although if we draw another Miscreant, we'll be really sad. Yeah, I guess we start with Miscreant. The 1 life from Hawk isn't likely to be too relevant. Then we only have 1 blue mana available, so if we draw another blue card we want to play, the Fairy Miscreant gets stuck in our hand. On guard. Have at you. Scry. Love it. The Rally appears. Drop you to 19. See what comes next. Priest. Gross. Annoying. All of these things. Let's Execution. Get wide. That's the only way we're gonna win this one. And we're looking at 12 damage next turn with the Rally. Here comes the Claim. Here comes the Dork. Here comes the Priest activation. What? We didn't draw Borrower. Yeah. Maybe we're supposed to have Casket in here, quite frankly. I just don't know how we beat these decks without these things. Alright. Keep the pressure on, make them do it again, I guess. They did do it again. How did they have Priest double claim? I never get this beautiful life. Ever. Alright. Somebody's gonna like pull out a video and they're gonna be like, look, you did it on video, and I'm gonna be like, shut up. I just want to complain right now. I don't want you to make things better, and I don't want to be corrected. I just want to complain. You know. Classic CGB stuff. Usually they don't have a lot of trouble powering the Priest every turn, which is why we probably can't possibly win. Look, we're behind. Like, they've got more life than we do. Watcher, too slow. They didn't sacrifice the Butcher there to kill something. That's weird. So, this game is about a 1%er, maybe worse. And I know the real culprit. It's the land. My lands are stupid. Their lands are looking tight. That's the problem. That, and we need to run more Glass Casket for best of one, I think. It's pretty clear. Well, they also had 2 claims. I mean, this is the best card. This is the best removal spell in Standard by a mile. Not even close. It's an absolute joke, actually, that anybody would even try to play something else. It basically invalidates all small creatures that don't do something as soon as you play them. So it definitely invalidates most of our deck. That's pretty nutty. That's solid. That's not the worst turn I've ever seen in my life. It's pretty good. What a joke, man. What an absolute joke. Alright, can't kill him. Can't play 2 spells. I mean, I guess we could rally, get some extra life from the Hawk, but they throw this in the oven and they absolutely crush us with it. We're just hoping they mess up at this point. That's all we can do. This is, what do they say? Shooting fish in a barrel? Although I don't know what kind of a redneck hobby that is. Ducks in a barrel, maybe? Something of that nature? Anyway, I don't want to play. They've sucked my will to exist. So there it is again. We have another powerful deck, but it still rolls over to a good draw from black-red. I can't tell you how many times this deck is absolutely best of one broken. Oh no, the 2-color mana base rears its ugly head. Okay, fixed it, kind of. What do you think we put back? The Brazen Borrowers look really nice, but they might be terrible if we don't draw another blue source. So I guess I'll put one of those away. Definitely don't need another one of that either. Need to find land number 3. It needs to be a blue one. Spheres, nice. How come we make the same noise? I'm a bird wizard. You're just a stupid bird. That's BS. Alright, how does the matchup with life gain go? I have no idea. So, I could get the Executioner down, and then I don't get to Lofty Deny something. I do have a Brazen Borrower. I also have a Sailor. Like, I really get to deploy the squad. I think I go for it. It's worked out in the past that I don't hold up Lofty Denial. I hold Lofty Denial for something that's more expensive, like 4 or greater. Alright. Have some damage. Second Hawk. Daxos is going to be annoying. Life's Bounty. Oh my goodness. Alright. They're willing to trade. I think I should hang on to my Fliers because I have Anthems for them. So I don't think blocking here makes sense. But my opponent has life gain, I don't. At some point, this interaction is going to get bad. So do I just not attack because I want to be able to block the Hawks? They just gain too much life? I think that's what we do. I am willing to trade this Spirit for a Hawk, so I will offer you this Spirit. The other things have better abilities. Oh, we've got a Toucher. 4 mana. Is it good? Does it do anything cool? Skip to combat. Daxos repping the team. No blocks. And move to end step. I'll just send you back where you came from. Opponent lets that resolve. They have 4 mana that they didn't do anything with here. And we draw a Hawk. So, I still don't want these to be attacking. So let's send in a 1/1, I suppose. Oh, we're in the tank. Okay. Welcome to the tank. Where are my anthems? Even a land would be nice. I could start using Sailor, possibly use an Executioner. Pick away. Add my own lifelinky hockey. End the turn. Daxos returns, that's fine. Not really trying to fight on that. Just trying to keep them busy. Speaker of the Heavens. They don't have enough life for this yet. As long as we can pick away, that card's not a threat either. If our Brazen Borrowers force trades with the Hawks, I think we're pretty happy with that. Ooh, okay. 2 mana to play it though, takes down the Lofty Denial protection. But man, is it a lot of damage. And I don't think they have a good interaction for it. But what if we wait one more turn cycle, counter whatever it is they want to do here, and then do it? Is that better or worse? It's better, right? We know they don't want to trade their Hawks that much. So we'll just keep picking and try to spend one more turn. Get the Lofty Denial cast, if there's a good target. We're not under pressure yet. We can be patient. Savior. Annoying, but not worth trying to counter. Also, the opponent has 4 mana to pay. That attacks, sure, no blocks. Actually, just cast it, right? No. We might still be buying time if we don't draw the land. Let's see, last time the opponent just let the Daxos bounce. We could target the bounty, but it could sacrifice to get rid of it. I don't know. Let's target the Hawk. The opponent might use the bounty just to prevent this, but that's one less problem. Nope, they take the Hawk. Land it is. Pretty beautiful. Pretty beautiful. Let's rumble. Rally, 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 rally. Does the opponent save the Hawk? They should. A little bit of life along the way. And down to 2 they go. Up to 14 I go. They want a Pride Mate. Do I care? I'll throw the counter at it. They might have a Heliod, but then I think they're pretty much tapped out and dead. And the opponent scoops that up. Too far behind, too many Fliers. On the draw, we have a 1/2 curve and a bounce spell, so this is the kind of hand hopefully we can keep on the draw, and we'll see if we can have a competitive game with it. Okay, the mono white deck. We need ways to pump this Hawk. This Hawk is going to be so key. Alright, we found a way. The Eagle. Eagle is game for that kind of thing. We know anthems are going to start coming down for the opponent. They're going to play Loxodons, they're gonna make everything big. Do we play another Watcher? Is that better than playing the Eagle here? Then next turn we can play 2 Flyers and getting even more damage. Our opponents take giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and if they play an Anthem, they did miss a land drop, so, but they probably have another one. That's 14. That to me says I just have to get this Eagle down and gain more with the Hawk, because every point could matter. Oh, nice. Okay. Almost got him here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8. And then Rally is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think we got him. Yep. Opponent is dead. They did a nice job building a board. But even on the draw, I think we just killed him. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that's why you run 4 rallies. It is your Embercleave. We are on the play. We've got 2 colors. Let's go. Will this be the game where we draw a card with a Fairy Miscreant? Hasn't happened yet. Has not happened at all. Ooh, the perfect 2. Yes, please. We needed that. Our opponent with blue on blue. I think we just play a slow game. I don't think we go for the Eagle. I guess we can throw this on the stack and see what happens. But I would really love to fight the Eagle into play. It's probably our key card, and our opponent's under a ton of pressure. So they can't play reactive this whole game. Resolve that. Bounce that. Actually, I want them to tap mana, don't I? I want them to counter the Borrower. I don't think they win if the Eagle gets into play. And they can't attack because of the Sailor. So on their end step, we'll use the Borrower. And they did play a negate. Awesome. Get wrecked. Blue tempo playing from behind. Always a lovely sight to behold. Get him. Get him. Oh, baby. Yes. This is a curve. We are against Gigantha. We don't have a solution to Priest. So hold on to your butts. Paka. Butterbones. Spheres. Schmork. Let's go. We gotta just kill him. No priest, no priest, no priest, no priest. One time. Whoa. That sucks. They have rights. They... Ugh. Groan. Hey, I said no priest. I got my wish. I can't be too mad. Let's get executing. Borrower looking nice. This right now is 9 damage, but the opponent's at 18. We have a long way to go. But if the opponent does play a priest, we can borrow it, buy another turn, or we can just play a 3-1, get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is what we're looking at if we play Borrower. So it's only 1 damage off of potential lethal, but don't forget cats. Don't forget how cats and ovens interact. No! Not like this. Okay. Okay. Go away. I probably didn't have to do that now, did I? I could have waited. I could have made the opponent, like, use something. I think that was a bad reaction I just had. They're debating whether or not to cook it. And whether or not they have the time to replay it and use it against me. I only have 3 1/1s. It's not like the pressure is great, but adding the 3/1 flyer to the mix could be devastating. So they're taking their time on this, which makes sense, and it looks like they're going to cook it. Yeah, I could have had the oven tapped on their turn, which would take it out of commission for a turn cycle and make me happy. So I think that was a mistake, and we're definitely going to see if it punishes me. That's fine, right? It adds a bit of pressure, but if they're paying life to draw cards, I'm pretty happy, right? That isn't the kind of thing I feel like I need to counter, but claim is. And yeah, you look, they're going for claim. Like, the most busted card. Just the most busted removal spell in the game. Hits absolutely everything that matters. Everything that people actually play. We're close. We do still need a thing or two to go right. But we're close to beating the Nemesis. Again, we're still off just a little. If the opponent has mana open to use for food, oh man. Ugh. It's tough. Could just draw a second rally and make this easy. But when do they ever make it easy for CGB? Also, Mayhem Devil would be LOL. That would be, we're out of luck, is what that would be. Ten to 9. For real, dude? They already attacked. So they're just going to cook this. But they are going to go down to 9 doing it. If they play another spell and don't leave mana up for food, they're dead. Like if they buy their Gigantha, for example. Oh, Devil with nothing. They don't have any way to sacrifice. They're dead. You are dead. Die! You freaking rival of mine. Die! Oh my goodness. They played that so weird. They were so sure I had a counterspell. It never crossed their mind I could have Rally. Oh my gosh. Will we ever draw a card off the Fairy Miscreant? Will this be the time? No way. No way. It could happen. It could happen right now. What do you think? Are they going to shock me? Play around Lofty Denial? I'm going for it. I don't care, man. I've waited too long. We did it. And look at that free card. It's a monster. All right. We got a ton of pressure on the opponent. We need to slow down a little and make them think about whether or not their board wipe is good. I'm just going to keep playing untapped lands to make them think. Oh, so I put on full control so there would be a stop when they go for the Teferi. As soon as they saw there was a stop, they scooped. But I don't have the counter. That's kind of hilarious. We're on the play with a hand that might be good, so we'll keep it. We've got the Lofty. We've got the Lofty. And we have a Borrower we can cast. Hawk. Baka. Mono red. This should be fun. I don't know. Being on the play is really good. We have interaction. If we can stop their Bone Crusher Giant, we might be okay. Kind of depends how the opponent wants to play it. And they go straight to Robber of the Rich. Ooh, I've got you. I got you. So trigger on the stack, rally. Untap, 3/3 lifelink, block your Robber. No stealing from me, and I killed your turn 2 play and gain life. Let's keep on holding up the denial. Hawk versus Champion, we are winning. We're gaining 1, we're taking 1. But the opponent's probably got cheap cards that matter. We really do need to catch them with a Lofty. It needs to do good work. That is good because we can borrow it. And then maybe next turn we draw another blue, counter and something. No. This is curious. Because part of me really wants to play Borrower here. Like, there are a few things that are as great to bounce as this. But I do think countering it is just right. Because I don't know when I'm going to get to use the 3-mana Borrower spot. Watcher. I think I hold up Denial for another turn. As long as we have this flash game option, we should play it. Our opponent probably has cards like Torbrand, Embercleave, Shock. I could counter this Shock, but it's not worth it to me. Unfortunately, now we're behind on board, so we do have to play some stuff next turn. I can't counter that now, I don't have a flyer. That is really, really unfortunate. And it makes Brazen Borrower look so bad. And now we're definitely losing the race. But let's make a 3-1. At least try to keep up. Okay, we drew a Hawk. Get that down. A little lifelink can go a long way. I'm sure there's still a Torbrand or an Embercleave we have to deal with. That castle's frustrating too. We can't counter that. No cleave. There's the Torbrand. We were right. Get that out of there. Now it's time to start playing Magic. Unfortunately, we're bottlenecked on white. We only get to commit 1 white source. So I think we put out the Hanged Executioner since we can exile it to exile 2 creatures next turn. Or 1 creature, I should say. I think the Spheres can wait. And it's definitely not effective until one of these champions is gone. Land off the top, smash. Don't panic. We're getting very close to lethal, and the Hawks, like, the life gain has done its job. We're winning the race. We have 1 more turn. Are we dead to Embercleave? No. They're at 4. I think we play a Watcher. Watcher can get a boost from playing another Hawk. That should be good enough. Well, on the play, I'm wondering, like, I don't think I play this. I think I go Sailor, Spheres, Executioner. Let's go. The 1 damage I get in from the Sailor is actually 2 because we'd attack with it the first turn, then the next turn with the Watcher, whereas playing it the turn after would pump it, but it would make our mana smoother. So I'm really kind of conflicted on playing the Temple or not. I'd scry a land to the bottom and keep almost any spell. And even there, I don't know if that's necessary. And our opponent in the tank on a mulligan, I think. Must be a close one. I feel like I've heard of this player, Fast Fake. But I'm not sure from where. Yep, Arch Nemesis deck. Still coming at us. Every single game. Meow. Okay, Oven, Cat, and it's Jund. We just died a Mayhem Devil, it looks like. So we better not walk into it. We'll hit the Scry. Another Sailor. I don't think that's good enough. We need Rally. We need to end this game. Because next turn we can hit them for a bunch, but they're going to be gaining and draining us every single turn. I doubt they'll play a Devil into this situation, but Priest or Devil, if they play either one, we're definitely going to counter it. Okay, they play the tap land, they don't walk into it. They're smart. But that's okay, our draw is really good. We've got an Eagle. That'll hit pretty hard. That's a big deal. And next turn could be lethal. Our opponent will be at 12, potentially 13 from the Cat. 2 Executioners makes this 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's close. It's really close. It's over. It's really over. Oh my goodness. I guess they saw writing on the wall. Didn't even want to see the counter. Oof. We need to play against a slower deck. So far we've played against decks that get on the board, and on the draw is really hard to beat those. Here we have counters and bounce spells, so it seems like if something goes wrong for the opponent, we should be able to take advantage. But if they play a turn 1 creature, we just have no shot, so hopefully it's a slower deck. I think I'm pitching that. Don't want to flood out from here. Blue, white. Oh, ho, ho. Uh-huh. I see. The mirror. And look at all that lofty denial. What is going on here? So we could bounce this. I think it's better to just get it countered now and make the opponent think about playing around lofty denial, I guess. It's a pretty good draw. I do wish I'd kept the land now, but I'm not giving up a Lord here. We're just going to have to work from 3 lands for a little while, which means Executioner's not coming into play for a while. Here's a Seer. We'll stop that too. So we're both working from 3 lands. So the opponent needs 4 mana to make a Catbird. Hi! So creepy. Winged Woods. But they don't have any blue mana. We could bounce this. They already played their land for the turn. I guess we let them commit to other things, but I'm not countering the Winged Words. It sort of sets us to an even-ish footing. I could try to ambush there with a Sailor. I think I'm better off waiting. Alright, it's time to seize some initiative. Opponent taking a minute to think. Now I'll take that island, please. Not exactly, but not terrible. Healer's Hawk, let's go. A little bit of life gain can help erase. What do you suppose was holding the opponent priority with 2 white? I'll have to figure that one out. This I can bounce again, or I could save the borrower for something else. Since the opponent has no blue available, I think this is the right time to get the last Lofty Denial out of our hand. And then I think they have a rally. I think rally with wings is definitely the card that's holding priority here, and their bottleneck on blue is starting to bite them. Man, do I want to get this on the field and reduce the cost. But this is probably better. Or this. I don't know, man. It's tough. If I knew if I was drawing a land or not, this would be a much easier choice. Watcher of the Spheres kind of dictates that we play into what the opponent has available, whereas an eagle on the battlefield is very assertive. So I think I want to play the eagle. But yeah, if we have a Watcher, it doesn't get better unless our spells resolve, and the opponent could play counter spells. So like, you know, I have a Watcher, so I try to play an Executioner, they counter it. That's a good draw. The opponent would need another flyer to even make this compete, so let's rumble. Right now we have 12 damage here. Not quite lethal, but we know it would resolve. I think we hold. We have a Brazen Borrower, both the kind that we can use to bounce something and the kind we can use to flash something in, so let's hold. I think what comes next is the opponent tries to get a few flyers to make their cap better. There is their eagle. Yep, they have a better creature now, don't they? Would you like to attack? Wow, bold. That's because they have a rally. Bounce the eagle. So they can make that a 3/3. We can make our creatures 4 power. We draw a Subdual. It's not quite lethal though. Yeah, I think we let our opponent use a defensive rally, but actually if they don't do it before blockers, we just win. So let's see if they go for it. They do go for it. In that case, let's do this instead. We could put our opponent at 1, but I think I like this. Subdual makes it lose all abilities, including flying. And we finally got to do something with a Mythic Subdual. I think a mirror match is a perfect place for a quote-unquote Mythic Subdual. Alright, now they have mana open. That's frustrating. Alright. This is iffy, right? If they counter the rally, they die though. So we still attack with everything, and they see that there's no way out. Oof. This is not a great hand, but I think we try it. We just don't have any of our lords. We might end up going really wide with no rally and no ability to pump squad, and we have kind of a slow hand. But on the play, I don't feel like I can mulligan it. Right now I would keep an untapped land, and I would keep a lord, and I would bottom anything that's like a 1 mana flyer. That is a 2-drop I'm sort of looking for. Okay, yeah, if they don't kill that, that can be a ton of damage. But of course they'll kill it. Mono black. This is mono black. Knight of Ebon Legion can be a bit of a headache, but it is very mana intensive. Really? They have a Black Lance Paragon. Or at least they're bluffing one. Okay, that too. That is not the rip we're looking for, as it looks like this game is just dead already, but our opponent is missing land. I'll take one. Maybe we're both a little bit behind in the mana race. There's a land. All right, let's start by swinging. Executioner is pretty good against a Black Lance Paragon, as we get 2 1/1s, so something's going to block that knight. Instead, the opponent with another Eliminate. So I turn emotes back on, and then immediately somebody is playing this frickin' wolf. Just the most annoying dog that they have ever designed. Still on 2 mana. I think this is starting to favor us. So do I want to hold up a Subdual? The opponent must have something like Rotting Regisaur, but Spawn of Mayhem is probably the most vicious card. Let's go for another Executioner because it makes their spot removal a lot worse. And finally the Paragon. Demonic Embrace is another card that we can sort of take the sting out of with a Mythic Subdual because the creature loses flying. If the opponent wants to pump the Knight, that's okay. That's their whole turn. I think they know they'd be falling behind on the board for doing that. So there's the Spawn. We do have the option to exile the Executioner to deal with this, but I think taking it out of the sky solves most of our problems. Vicious. And we set up for a rally. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Our opponent with a Dino, they don't know it yet, but that's game. So we could have had a double block on the Knight, but obviously then we don't hit lethal the same way. Rally. Shut up, puppy. Get quiet. Silence. We are playing our Skies deck against someone whose name is Sky. How perfect. So, that's not by any means that they are playing blue-white Flyers, but if they are, we have turn 2 Watcher, turn 3 Eagle, turn 4 Eagle. That's really good. On the draw, I'm very nervous that my hand is not curving out perfectly and that it just won't be good enough, but make them have it. Make them stop it. Untap land I would keep. Oh my goodness. How many Eagles is too many Eagles? I think our hand is too one-dimensional. I'm going to actually ship this to the bottom. Black mana. Is it another sacrifice deck? The only deck in best of one. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. If they have a claim, our Watcher is as good as dead. That Subdual's nice, though. I think we go for the Spheres regardless, but that Subdual can stop a Mayhem Devil, or it can stop a Priest, which are two big concerns. No blocks, okay, they didn't claim it. One time, no claim. Gross. Alright. So, we need to Subdual that. When do we Subdual that? I guess we want them to use the Oven on their turn? We don't want to give them a target here with the Sailor, so yeah, I guess we do it now. Lose all abilities. I love that it says mutating onto this creature won't give it new abilities, because that was everyone's first question. But what about mutate? Mutate, you guys! Opponent deciding about ovening here. I mean, obviously if they run Call, which they should, because the card is insane. If they run Call the Death Dweller, they'd rather have this in the graveyard. Hawk time. Smash. Alright, passed the first test. But we are a Call or a second Mayhem Devil away from certain defeat. We need our Flyers to do the work. Well, there you go, guys. Good game, everyone. Magic was kind of played. And then it wasn't. I think we can throw this one in the trash. How dare you use the name Sky? How dare you? You know nothing of Sky. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up. And my main takeaway from this experience is that the Rakdos matchup is terrible. Absolutely terrible. You need so much to go right for you to win. And I'm not sure exactly which games I'm going to showcase. I always have to go through and pick and choose because I have about an hour and a half of footage. I need to cut it down to an hour. But like, I'll probably show the game that I won because it's an example of how you need everything to go right. And I'll probably show at least one of the games that I lost to Rakdos because it shows you just what a beating that deck can put on you. And Mythic Subdual, I mean, it tries, but my God, it's not enough. So maybe this should just be cut to be a Quench, a Veto, or something else that fits with the plan. You could run Sephara. Now, Sephara is terrible against Rakdos because you never get to play the Sephara. They kill all your things too quickly. But Sephara is good against Mono Red if you go wide fast enough and get it down. I honestly don't think Sephara is really the ticket for the deck. I think it's one of the worst cards you could play. The other card a lot of people play in the spot is Skycat Sovereign, the one that gives +X+X. I'm sure there's only one Skycat. This is another one that everybody plays. I think this card is really not it. Like, it doesn't do the job. Watcher of the Spheres getting in like that one big hit on turn 3. That's what you need. This card, it doesn't hit with the same oomph, and it still takes up the same amount of mana. It doesn't reduce the cost of your other spells. And usually when you play this, like if you're ever activating the Catbird ability, you're probably way behind. I don't like this card in the deck. Don't recommend crafting it. Don't recommend it for the build. I do want the Mythic Subdual, whatever you choose. It should be like Unsummon or some other interactive thing. Quench, Dovin's Veto. Those, I would say, are the options. Because this deck, for its weakness to Rakdos and its really tough matchup with Mono Red, I wouldn't be surprised if the matchup with Rakdos is like something like 80-20 or 90-10. It's that terrible for you. The matchup with Mono Red is a little bit better, probably more of like a 60-40. Those two are very popular decks, between 30 and 40% of meta. But I honestly feel like this deck has good matchups against everything else. Not like Mono Green has a terrible time with this deck. Can't block it. Temur Rec has a terrible time with this deck. You counter the key thing and you smash with Rally and they just die. Bant Ramp, they just never get to play their Shatter and they die. This deck is actually rock solid. It's in a tough spot in Best of One because the most popular decks are the worst matchup. But I do think you can get to Mythic with it because if you're drawing good matchups, or if you just steal a couple, you probably have a win rate above 50%. This thing is assertive and strong, and reasonably budget-friendly. You should probably craft these Brazen Borrowers. I don't think you'll regret it. It's the only Mythic in the deck. If you don't have Temples, run Fable Passage, or just run lands that just run more basics. It'll hurt you a little, but not terribly. The rest of the deck, uncommons. Hanged Executioners are rare. I actually do think it's important for this build of the deck. So, crafting that might give you a little bit of a heart palpitation, but what can you do? But yeah, I think this deck is better than I thought it was. And I haven't given it much respect in the past, and it probably deserves more respect right now. So shout out to the blue-white players. Shout out to the Cool Kids Club. Shout out to Adamant MTG. Remember to go check out his channel. Link in description. Card should pop up at the end of video for an easy one-click move. And a video with him is going to be on the second channel, CGB Gaming. Should be today. Should be around the time you're watching this. So, thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.